I'm going to give you a quick run through of how to install the server part of the LightwaveRF SmartThings integration that I created. I'm doing this at the moment on my Mac. I'm doing it on my Mac actually on a Debian box on my Mac. Debian is near enough the same as Raspbian, and Ubuntu is near enough the same as Debian. So most of the Linux builds are the same as Debian. So it gives you kind of a good idea of how to install it. They'll all be pretty much the same. Basically, to get started, you'll need to get to the screen I'm on at the moment, which is in this Debian window here. I won't give you a run through of how to install Raspbian or any of these systems. If you use Google, you'll be able to find tutorials very quickly on how to do this and how to get up to this point. So once you're logged in, you're going to want to find the terminal. This can be quite daunting, I guess, in the first place, but it's not actually that daunting at all. So basically, at the moment, I'm not logged in as the root user. Your user might have root privileges, or it might not. You can find out very quickly by typing su, and this will be the root user. So when I created this Linux installation, I created a root user, which was part of the graphical user interface for the installation. So I'm just going to type 123, which was the password I used for it, and now I'm logged in as the root user. The one thing I would say with this tutorial is that a lot of the steps I've gone through that I'm going to go through will look slightly different for you because I've already installed all of the stuff on this box just to make sure everything works before going through. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to type apt-get install. To make sure you don't mistype anything, nodejs npm nodejs-legacy, and then you're going to want to hit enter. And as you can see, for me, Node.js is already the newest version. Node.js Legacy is already the newest version. npm is already the newest version. For you, it'll basically come up saying, do you want to install these packages? It will use up this much memory. Click Y to continue. You'll then click Y and hit enter, and it will install those 3 packages. Cool. So now you're going to go, if you type in cd/, this will take you to the root of your computer. Don't copy this thing. This is just me removing the file that I have left in from earlier. Cool. So yeah, again, all of that RF stuff, don't do that. So what we want to do now is we want to make a var www directory. So we want to go mkdir, which stands for make directory, /var /www. Cool. The other thing that we want to install is git. So we get apt-get install git. Hit enter. Again, you'll see Git is already the newest version because I've already installed it. But again, for you guys, it'll just come up with Git will be this amount that is this size. Hit yes, and it'll install it, and you'll get to let's get back to this section. So what we want to do now is we want to go to my repository. You can just type this in, manually, but I don't remember it off by heart. So we want to type Adam Clark -dev in a Google search, and we should find my GitHub repository. So we click that, and if we click repositories here, we should find SmartThings Lightwave Node Server, which is what we want. So this bit here, we want to copy this, and we want to paste we want to type git. No. First things we want to do is go cd/var/www, which will take us to the folder that we just created, and then we want to type git clone, and then put in that URL we just got, and then put a space, and then do dot. What this will mean is it will clone my repository into this var.ww folder that we've just created, and that's what the dot does. It just means put it in at this level rather than putting it in at a directory higher or lower. So we hit enter, clones it in, type ls, so we can see what's in the directory, and the contents of that is the contents of my repository here. So that's good. I'll just close this browser because we don't need this anymore. Cool, so that's working. If you want to test the server, you can just type in node and then put a space, and then server.js. And what you'll see is server running. Cool, so that works. Good news. You're nearly there. So next thing we want to do is install Forever. So we want to type in npm install -g and then type in Forever. And so Forever will provide you with a service for the server, which basically means that if there's any issues, it will keep it running. And we also want to install Forever service, which basically means if the computer dies and it restarts, then at least the server will be back up. So if you've got the Raspberry Pi or whatever you're running on in a cupboard, you don't have to go back on and start the server again, which is the ideal. So we want to type in npm again install Forever -service -g. I think that's right. And basically these bits here, this basically means it's just gone successfully. Generally you'll see a load of red if it's gone badly. So cool. So now I've just got to remember, sorry, because I've never let's see. Delete service. Okay, so this is what we want. So we want to type Forever -service. Just move this up. Service install, and then we can name it whatever we want. LWRF, let's call it, and then go -script space, and then go type in server.js. Install, do that. Right, cool, that's all right. Cool. So this has created a server for us. So what we should now be able to do is do this. We don't need to do sudo, by the way, because sudo basically, escalates it to admin. It's like in Windows if you click, give admin privileges or whatever it is. And so if we can just type service LWRF start. Cool. Our service should be started and running, which is great news. It's exactly what we wanted. So now, the one thing you're going to need for the next tutorial with your server now running is if you type ifconfig, and what you want to do is have a look at ES0, which is your Ethernet port, and you want to get the IP address, which should be this one just here. You could also get this off your router or wherever on your network. You just need, this is the IP address of this server, and there you go. And so if you follow on the next tutorial, yeah, cool. Thank you very much.